How to buy or sell anything using leverage buyout, or as it is also known, LBO. It is also known as no cash down. And there's another actual name which I'll just mention now, nothing down. LBO is the greatest wealth producing system known to man. First announced by one of the richest families in the world now, and back in 1805, Baron de Rothschild in 1805, when he said, "We buy when there's blood running in the streets." Now when he said that, you had the Napoleonic War going on, and he apparently sent a dove or a pigeon from the war area, which is say, around Waterloo, saying that things weren't going so well. And that was true, because things were not going so well before the battle. And that particular message went from things are not going so well to a situation in the rumour mill in London that things were very bad. We lost the battle because we didn't have radio in those days. They took 3 or 4 days for the messages to get back and forth on the fast sailing ships. And what actually happened was the price of property in London collapsed, and he went round buying things at a penny or two in the pound, including the Bank of England and all sorts of things. And then, of course, when the message came through that that won the war, of course, all these prices returned to their previous values. So, he was a multi-billionaire in those days. So that is why he said, "We buy when there's blood running in the streets." There we are. LBO, as I said, no cash down, as it is also known, is a system of business, asset and property acquisition and takeover for stressful economic times, such as we are experiencing right now. So this is when you use it, in these type of times. Would you want to buy someone else's established business? Why not? Imagine 2 rooms. The one has a business running in it with experienced staff, having a turnover of 100,000 a month and a profit of 20,000. And the other room is empty. Now, which one would you want to own? Clearly, if you can do a deal with the owner of the room with the business in it, you can make lots of money and service the loans you raised. So this is the huge advantage. Now let's find out how LBO works. Question: how do you eat an elephant? Answer: 1 bite at a time. Eat it 1 bite at a time. Well, what does this mean? Why does it relate to leverage buyout or no cash down? How is eating an elephant the same as LBO? When you study LBO, you learn about a financial structure known as a pyramid. Here is a depiction. It is called the pyramids, and this is how this financial structure looks. And this is I've got a physical depiction here. So the pyramid, once explained and worked on, will show you how to structure a financial acquisition designed to satisfy both buyer and seller. Here's once again a picture of the financial theory shown in physical form. The pyramid picture on here depicts the type of LBO financial structure you will be assembling. In other words, you start at the bottom foundation and work up to the smallest portion of the transaction, like the picture shows. What can becoming an LBO practitioner eventually enable you to do? From here on, many will bail out and say it's impossible. LBO is not for those people. LBO is a methodology which is also called reverse logic. In other words, what the average person knows is impossible, LBO practitioners do because they know the secrets of men like Trump, Branson, Sugar, Getty, Rothschild, Rockefeller, plus many other mega wealthy men and women, and of course families. But you must start at the level you feel comfortable. If your level of comfort for an LBO deal is 250,000, that's where you start. Others start far higher, in the millions and billions, and we've had people through the course who did that. But that is another way of doing it. and we also cover that as well. So you must start at your level of comfort and credibility. Overreaching. One of our delegates who had been on my course tried to start at a far higher level than his personal credibility would allow. His deals crashed because he was overreaching himself. He learned to close far smaller deals once I'd shown him where he was going wrong. Just right. Yet another delegate who attended the same seminar undertook several smaller deals where he acquired enterprises from distressed buyers. The art of the impossible. In the same time periods, by applying LBO principles, this first man, the second man, took over 3 businesses over a period of 6 months that had a combined total value of nearly 800,000. How do you do mega deals? We can show you how setting up a board can take you into the mega deal area and where to find potential members. Look at the type of things top practitioners are doing. I have included this section for you to see what is possible and the type of thing top LBO practitioners are doing. No other training can give you this opportunity. As one man who came on my course or seminar with a bundle of degrees he'd already acquired and certificates, including an MBA, said, "I've wasted my time up until now." You know, let's take an Airbus 380, the world's largest passenger airliner. You know, people use LBO to buy aircraft. The Freedom of the Seas, formerly the largest cruise ship in the world, use LBO to buy cruise ships. But this is in a huge section of LBO. These are the people who run these massive shipping lines, etc. But they use LBO. Restaurants in Manhattan, New York, use LBO to buy businesses like this. A timber framed farming house in Marburg, Germany, use it for property acquisition. Of course, land acquisition as well. Do as the big organizations do, use LBO to buy anything. This is a picture of the Cunard Queen Mary II leaving Southampton. Now, when we look at huge multinational companies such as P&O, Leyland, Cunard, plus many more, are sold, the buyer doesn't go and get 5 billion out of the bank. They use LBO and the pyramid financial structure to assemble the deal. Use LBO for small and medium businesses as well. Now this is the area where you should start in, the small business, and then you grow into the larger operations. More and more small to medium-sized businesses are doing the same, because after 3 years of trying to sell their businesses, property desperate owners will listen to a sound LBO proposition, provided you are credible. Why will proprietors sell? Well, here's an important aspect. They will sell simply because they are suffering from an ailment or a major ailment such as cancer, heart problems, diabetes, plus many other such health problems. Many reasons to sell. Sellers may also have grown too old to be bothered to have a bereavement, or bought another business that is going well, and this one prevents them from developing their new enterprise. They can no longer wait, and after 3 or 4 years of trying to sell with no success, they will do a deal. LBO practitioners, more than any other businessmen, perform a vital service to the community, and this is absolutely true. If you've got a seller who's really ill and wants to get rid of the business desperately, you will help get that owner out of a situation he or she can no longer handle. LBO practitioners save jobs by taking over businesses that under some circumstances would have been closed down. LBO practitioners save other businesses by negotiating a payment schedule. Because, for instance, if this business you're interested in owes another business a lot of money, by rescheduling the payments when you do the acquisition, you're going to help that business stay in business and keep those jobs as well, never mind the business you're taking over. Even if you have a poor credit rating, it is not a problem. Part of our peer training shows you how to overcome this problem. Remember, most successful entrepreneurs went bankrupt once in their lives. Oscar Hammerstein was a prime example. He built half a dozen fortunes during his lifetime. But there's a way of overcoming this, what you may consider a huge disadvantage. Once you understand, it's very easy to set aside that particular aspect of your life. Finally, LBO practitioners become very wealthy doing it. The paydays are exceptional, especially if if you first start off, and your payday is when you take over a business of say 250,000, then another payday of 350,000, then another payday of one worth 450,000. And sometimes, if you use the LBO methodology correctly, you will be able to pay yourself. And this adds to your wealth. So how long will it take you as an LBO practitioner to become a multi-millionaire? Being an LBO practitioner is not always easy. If it were, the planet would be full of them, but it is certainly worth it. Only a rarefied few know of the strategies and system employed for success. Finally, finally. Plus, if you get the pyramid right, you should always, as I've said just now, pay yourself for having concluded the deal. If your first transaction is worth 250,000 and your second, a few months later, 350,000, how long will it take you to become a millionaire and then a multi-millionaire? These are questions you must consider. So contact us on, as you can see down here, www.leveragebuyout.org. And on there you'll find telephone numbers, and you get hold of us if you want to get hold of the manual or attend a seminar. Thank you very much.